Right, family, all right. Okay, bam, boom, bam. I am here with a special edition of our Wednesday Circle. The sun is doing its thing, at least on my end of the universe, megaverse creation. It is fully on and activated. So your brother is diving into the timeless teachings to see what is there to test and experiment with that will settle the mind with all of its receiving of data from the outside world, and it's calculating on how to navigate it and how to accomplish this and how to be successful at that and how to have enough money for this and how to navigate this relationship, how to deal with our health, all of the various things, the political things, the health oriented administrative things, the circumstances, the life that we're facing. So this session, as we gather around our fire of love, welcome to our very sacred Wednesday circle, where we come together to gather around the fire of love that emanates from within these timeless teachings that we bring forth to practice with and consider, meditate on, and see how they influence our life, right? How do they work? Do they do what they say they're supposed to do? Are we open to receive, right? Okay, so what we're going to do in this session is we're going to drop into looking at the power of presence, yeah? We're going to tune in first, of course, with the great generating sound, AUM. Really get into the breath, really sink into opening ourselves to the frequency of the sound current, A-U-M. It's not like ooh and you. There's a sense in between the A and the M. Om. So it almost sounds like an O, but there's this lifting of the navel point if you want to deepen into it. But oh, like oh, like ugh, oh, yeah, because that sound like you kind of like to do it. You and like ugh, uh, uh. You know, it almost goes right to the belly when you make that U sound. So that's where we want to go with that sound current, activating the body to become the sound, because that vibration we're going to talk about later when it comes to operating this thing, this descriptive aspect of consciousness called the mind. All right. Because, you know, as the opening of the newsletter was saying, who are you in your moment to shine? We recognize ourselves with this fire of love, just like the sun radiates onto the earth and illuminates our activity called the day, metaphor for being conscious, and allows us to awaken as a metaphor. You know, literally we do awaken from our slumber, but I mean to literally awaken by raising our vibration. And that's what our goal is today, is to experience, focus in on an elevation of our vibration from where you are now, as I'll ask you to come sitting with your spine tall, and let your palms face up, feeling the sky, feeling the celestial realm, and feel your body begin to root. So we'll go into this process of raising our vibration. Our topic is around how to access the power of a clear mind and create. Step into the awareness that we are creating, whether it is unconscious or conscious. Yeah. So that is somewhat of our flow. We're going to vibrate and tune in. Really want you to focus in on how, and I'll bring awareness to that, how we feel. Let's get these notifications silenced. Let's do it from the Master Control Center. So I want you to really feel, focus in on how the vibration of our being can rise when we consciously engage, resonating with the breath. It takes breath to create the sound, so that's why I say resonating with the breath. And where that takes us in our frequency modulation, if you will, how we are resonating. Yeah, and what happens to the body when we begin to consciously focus on moving it, connected to the breath. And so we'll be getting into that. So we'll tune in, and we'll go through just a few simple principles, and then we'll go into a practice and we'll pray out. And you'll have a mission of the soul to engage today. Palms together, pressing them, feeling that pressure, knowing that you can use the pressure to create, just like the creator within you used pressure, torque, stress, friction to create this realm, the way it operates. Closing the eyes, the sound of creation that set everything in motion. A-U-M. First letter, U. You. That energy. See, even the shape is catching that energy. Ooh. So it comes out like ah, ooh. So it's like ugh rather than umbrella. Umbrella is almost there, but up. No, ugh, with that ooh into the So you can just make the sound if you're comfortable with that. If you want to deepen into it, really feel the body as a resonant instrument of the sound, right? Then you can lift the muscles of the pelvic floor before the ah, draw the navel point in and up on the ooh, and then on the the lips will come together as they naturally do. But tune into the vibration in the heavenly chambers. Okay. Palms pressing together, closing the eyes. Deep inhale to synchronize. Exhale. And we'll inhale to begin. Top of the inhale, lifting the muscles of the pelvic floor. Begin. We're giving time to the M. Last one. Inhale deeply. Hold that breath. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Draw the navel point in and up. Eyes draw in and up. Tucking that chin. Sip a little air. Let this vibrational prana flow into every cell, this tonic of rejuvenation and elevation. Exhale. Relax the hands down, palms face up. Breathe long and deep. And continue to breathe long and deep while I set us up for our practice. Just I would encourage, keep your eyes closed. The practice here being the world is going on with its information and all the things that are happening. But keep your attention on the breath. Mm-hmm. So with our topic, how to access the power of a clear mind. I want to apologize if I've ever made the mind sound like it was a bad thing, or even maybe accusing it of being limited sometimes. There are aspects of creation that are limited, and there are aspects of creation that are infinite. And they've come together, which means within that entity that has been created, there are aspects that are limited and there are aspects that are infinite. This is just the nature of the oneness of creation. So when that situation or circumstance happens in your life and it shows up unexpectedly, there's an interpretation of it. That is the quality of the mind's software. It has the ability to give meaning to life. And that's important to be able to do, especially if you're here to experience life and to recognize what is valuable and what needs to be released and let go of, what you need to focus on and what you need to release your focus upon. What benefits you and what's sustainable in promoting health, and what patterns and habits and ways of thinking and meaning and stories that are disruptive and cause you to step into habits that are degenerative. It's important to be aware of the various ways in which we think, behave. And herein lies the importance of the moment, being present to the way the mind is operating, this faculty that gives us the ability to interface with life. And there are aspects of our consciousness that embodies the essence of our Creator's intelligence, the essence of the rhythm in the operating system of the heart, the movement of the lungs, the way trillions of cells, each with their own consciousness, have come together to be liver cells, have come together to be lung cells, have come together to be the rhythmic cells of the heart, have come together to be the cells of the brain, each with their own characteristics, each with their ability to work in harmony with each other as a tissue, and then an organ, and each system that works together, like the heart and the small intestines. I put them together because in Chinese medicine, they have a similar function. They circulate nutrients into the blood. Small intestines are the first place the nutrients you have consumed in your digestive process enters into the blood. All of these systems, spleen, pancreas, stomach, kidneys, adrenals, large intestines, lungs, all of these systems, vagus nerve, central nervous system, they operate in harmony with each other by design. So the soul, as we talk about the soul, is this vibrationally aligned, resonating system with the pure, aligned balanced vibration resonating from the source into experience. We're looking at the soul as that perfect embodiment. And we have this aspect of us that can tell stories and that can interact and be creative and have an experience, that mind. And it can be it is part of the soul. So I want to get a sense that even though we say mind, it's one with the soul, and the mind has capacity to look out at the world and create a meaning. And sometimes that meaning is created based on how we have recorded information from others, whether that other is parents, siblings, as we go out of the home into friendships, teachers, elements or different beings in the social structure of our civilization, the history of civilization, how we expose to who we are. And that is where we come to preparing for our practice right there. How we have been prepared or conditioned, really, cancel, delete, prepared, how we have been conditioned by civilization's group or collective consciousness, and how that trickles into our families. So we're preparing ourselves for our practice today to go into the design of our being, to be with the breath as the design of our creator. So we realize that we're here to represent the presence of our creator. And that presence of that supreme essence that is embodied and uniquely expressed through us, excuse me, expressed through us as our soul. So we have this perfect, causally perfect, that's too charged a word. We have this vibrational essence that is represented in our own uniqueness. And that is something to uncover joy and being present to. Our practice today is going to be about coming into that presence. Okay, so we're going to purge the channels with our spinal flex movements, open up awareness of our core, and then move into a short meditation for balancing body, mind, and spirit, really coming into a synchronized alignment and resonance with our soul. Okay, we have our immersion coming up this Sunday, and we'll be deepening into all of this and getting into the brainwave patterns and looking at the scientific interpretation of this full embodiment of who we are and moving into the infinite, which we're calling moving into our soul, in alignment with our soul, in resonance with our soul. Okay, how you doing? You good? All right. I have a short little reading, but let's go into a flow. It's a flow, it's a little taster of pranayams, just to honor your time. You know, so we'll be moving through these movements. They're going to be representing clearing and purging the channels when the energies in the energy flow, the energies and the energy flow, the energies being the flow of thoughts, and how they move through as emotions and feelings and ideas and visions and memory, all of these ways in which the nervous system has this stored energy. How do we allow it to flow? So we experience the goal, intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity, right? So we feel guided on this path. We clear them, because when they get blocked and stagnation begins to take place and the flow is impeded, then we experience fear, anger, frustration, envy, jealousy, betrayal, you know, these interpretations of the world that are unhealthy. Okay, so we're going to flow. Come with the spine nice and tall. And just begin making wide circles. Hands are on the knees, wide circles. And we're going to really flow. So be with me. Wide circles. Feel the stretching of the tendons, muscles, ligaments that connects the upper body with the hips. Inhale, center. Exhale, reverse directions. How you doing out there? And just be with the breath wherever it's comfortable. Honor yourself if there's any discomfort in the lower abdomen, if there's any moon time going on. Just breathe gentle. Follow my suggestions. Make sure it feels comfortable for you. All these breaths feel comfortable with a little bit of exertion to activate and create circulation and flow. I should say, enhance and activate circulation and flow. This is about the activation. Inhale, exhale. I'm bringing the pelvis forward on the inhale, exhale back on that tailbone. If you're sitting in easy pose, you can slide your hands to the shins so you have more leverage. Sitting in a chair, you can have your hands on the knees. Really feel an opening of the lower spine, movement of the hips, initiating the movement of the spine. Breath flowing deep into the pelvis, initiating the movement of the pelvis. Ultimately, it's the breath that is initiating the movement. Now, if you feel like you're warming up and you got more movement available, deepen the breath, deepen the movement. Key here, equal inhale, equal exhale. So not to get too exuberant with the movement, which may throw your focus off on the breath. And then there's more of an inhale or exhale, or more exhale than inhale, and then it starts to tip you over into hyperventilating or feeling an imbalance in the nervous system. We're going for the balance, not so much, invigorating ourselves. We're more focused on the balance movement that brings about the activation. Last few seconds, deepen. Maybe you increase the rate of flow. Inhale nice and tall with the muscles of the pelvic floor. Cannon breath out the mouth. Okay, beautiful. Now, space the palms up, a couple of breaths here. Now, I want you to keep that flex in your spine. All right, we're going to open up. We're going to make this sound. See. It's just to bring your elbows together. So we're using the sound as a clearing, balancing, restorative energy. The sound is a sound that's used in the practice of medical Qigong for clearing the lungs. Right? So there's this opening. So we're opening across the sternum, feeling a squeezing of the shoulder blades, activating the root of the heart center. So really opening up the heart center, clearing, little flexing of the spine, right? See. Deep inhale. Turn the thumbs back, stretch across the sternum. See. 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 Last one. See. Beautiful. Straight spine, nice and tall. Palms facing up, but floating in the air. Right angle at the elbow. Couple of breaths here. Feel the movement and sound and the vibration. We're going to drop into those movements with the organ systems more on our immersion. So now for our balancing energy. So we're clearing those energy centers. We fortified ourselves with that powerful sound of the lungs. And now we're going to balance mind, body, and spirit. I want you to feel the pressure on the fingertips without collapsing the fingers. Keep the space between the palms, pressing into the fingertips. Thumb faces the heart without touching. Closing the eyes. If you like, you can open about 1/10 and look at the tip of the nose. So we're going to inhale long and deep through the nose. 8 segments out the mouth. Inhale nose. Full yogic breath. Pulse the breath out. Belly button creeps towards the spine. Six, 7, 8. 8 pulses towards the spine. And last cycle. Inhale deeply. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Draw the navel point in and up. Tuck in the chin. Sip some air. Really let this energy go out to every cell of the body. Hand and breath out the mouth. Inhale, reach the hands up. Strong fingers, spread wide. Strong arms. Exhale. Shake out, wipe the aura off. Around the belly, the heart, throat, your sides. And face the palms up. Resting on your thighs or your knee. Just keep the palm open. Feel the energy in the center of the palm. Long, deep breath. As I go through our recap, the takeaways for today, and a little short reading from one of our textbooks, Voices of Our Ancestors. So there's that question, who are you? In your moment to shine. And this is your soul mission to activate today in your meditations and your writings. How can I serve the mission of my soul today? And maybe we deepen into that. What is the mission of my soul? And then, how can I serve it today? What do I need to let go of? What do I have the opportunity to embody, to be? So in this quieting of the mind, the power of presence can be in our awareness. It's always there. The power of presence is always there. Now we can be aware of it. And this is that foundational way to know what to do, to be guided by intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity. When I say synchronicity, that means the table has been prepared for you. Everything is already worked out. You get a chance to know through inspiration what to reach for, what to vibrate with, reaching not necessarily outward, but the vibration is in you. It's been prepared. You can activate. You can activate, right? The table has been prepared. What are you activating? So establishing that presence, clearing the mind, right? You establish the presence, you sit still. Clear the mind, you engage in consciously moving your body and engaging the breath. And then you begin to have that conversation with yourself. So we're going to deepen into this activation for our immersion this Sunday at 5 a.m. It's an early riser, 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. So how to access the power of a clear mind and create. Yes, I want you to contemplate that create part. What are you creating? With every breath, with every word you speak, what are you creating? Now, the ancients would say that it is for us to step into vibrating with harmony. And I'll just tell you what I was going to read. And thinking, what they say, rightly, and we would say think in balance with this source, this mission of your soul. Think according to the mission of your soul. So think into the full potential of your mind. So think right, do good, right? Bring those blessings and create beauty. Experience the beauty, see the beauty in life. And I think beauty is an expression of that balanced flow of life's design. Because the balanced flow, circumstances are going to happen. They may not be favorable or feel good, but there's a beauty in it because it's all one. It's not just, oh man, this news has come. How are we going to deal with it? That's there. Quick example before we leave each other, being on the phone with my mother during her hypertensive event where she's literally losing life in her body. Like the pressure is so high that the system is not able to function the way it's designed. And she says, I feel like life is leaving me. I feel like I'm going to die. So, wow, there's a beauty in it that I'm on the phone with her. But the feeling of that beauty may not be the way, ooh, you're in the forest and you see the flowers and the hummingbirds kind of beauty. So, expand your awareness of beauty to represent that same B, right? Balance, beauty, beneficence. So let us appreciate this experience of life and what we get a chance to discover. Bring your palms together as we pray out. Thank you so much for being here for this special pre-recorded class that we're getting out to you. Life is converging on your brother in many places, so I had to do this. So thank you for checking this out and being here and always coming to the Wednesday circles, and those that want to be there physically that may watch the replays. Thank you so much, and help us spread the word about this. We're on a mission to elevate the vibration of consciousness so we can honor the rights of all beings and we can respect each other's space and create beauty together, even if you think differently. Let's honor this life here and pass on a beautiful world to our children, that we're honored to do so. And they realize that we were thinking about them, and they can carry it further. Closing your eyes. Thank you, Creator, for bringing us together around this fire of love, bringing forth these timeless ways and practices to remember who we truly are. Thank you so much. We hear those crystal clean waters that are flowing and bubbling up from springs that were once dry. Taking care of the children, so much so that now they can play. They can play together and be in the clean waters and be bathed in the clean waters by loving hands. Thank you so much for the sanctuaries that are built that takes care of the needs of the families, the needs right now where they have the ability to create, they have the ability to grow their food, they have the ability to take care of themselves, that allows them to move into a creative nature of their being, solving problems that they face, being fulfilled by stepping into the presence, a calm mind, feeling inspired, and no longer is there a need to control another. All beings are respected and allowed to grow and participate in the generating of a beautiful experience of life on Mother Earth. We ask this to go out into the feeling and beings of all our family and all our relations. So it is. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Hallelujah. Satnam. Ankh Ujat Seneb. Life, health, and strength. One love, family. One love. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. It's a bright and early one, but I'll see you there. There's some special challenges coming up if you want to get into some group coaching. So let's all celebrate this life together and meet the challenges together and be empowered by that experience together. See you Sunday. One love.